Welcome to 12th League Daily, the sharp daily roundup of football news. Spain, you certainly haven't missed it. Real Madrid suffered a surprise 1-0 defeat yesterday, beaten in the Madrid derby by Getafe, and Spain is buzzing. Marca doesn't mince words and splashes another fiasco on its front page, pointing to the Merengues' second consecutive La Liga defeat. After the 2-1 reverse at Osasuna, Getafe now adds another dark night. For the paper, the victory was fully deserved. Satriano produced a masterpiece, and Getafe, with a rough, unsettling style, managed to throw Real off their game. Immediate consequence, Barça now lead Madrid by 4 points, and supporters' anger is rising against Florentino Perez and the players. AS drives the point home. Real have stumbled again, Arbelea's side show obvious weaknesses, and Vinicius appears as the only real offensive threat, a Real without creativity or impact. Arbelea nevertheless puts things in perspective. He says there are still 36 points to play for, and we will fight until the end. It's only 4 points, we can make it up. That's Real Madrid. This defeat comes while Madrid's attack is disrupted by the absence of Kylian Mbappé. Hurt in the knee since December and sidelined for around 10 days, Mbappé is currently in Paris with Real's medical staff for a precise update on his progress. Real face 2 major fixtures in the coming days, the Champions League round of 16 first and second legs against Manchester City, 11 to 17 March. Mbappé remains doubtful. From the Catalan side, the press doesn't hold back in highlighting Real's poor performance. Sport talks of another ridiculous performance. Mundo Deportivo headlines Real KO. It's fire at the Casablanca 1 week ahead of the clash with Manchester City. But in Catalonia, hope prevails today, as FC Barcelona prepare for the return leg against Atlético Madrid in the Copa del Rey. After the heavy 4-0 defeat at the Metropolitano, Barça must deliver an XXL performance to have any chance of turning the tie around. Le Sportiu calls for an act of faith and pins hopes on a big performance from Lamine Yamal. Mundo Deportivo believes in the dream too. Even missing key players like De Jong, Lewandowski or Eric Garcia, the Blaugrana count on supporter backing and Yamal's excellent form to pull off the feat. An intense evening awaits the Blaugrana. Flick himself remains determined ahead of the fixture. The mission is very complicated, but we never give up. We will go onto the pitch with this mentality, believe in our strength, play with intensity, and aim for a win while keeping a clean sheet. As long as we believe in ourselves, everything is possible. On the other side of the Alps, Corriere dello Sport puts Juventus on its front page. Weston McKennie has extended his contract until 2030. Arriving in 2021, the 27-year-old American midfielder confirms his importance with 7 goals and 8 assists in 37 matches this season. The old lady has therefore secured him. With that extension in the bag, priority now becomes stability, extend Spalletti and clarify Vlahovic's future. Despite a bad patch, 5 matches without a win in Serie A, a Champions League exit and a defence in trouble, the coach wants to stay and believes 4 or 5 top signings will be necessary to compete for the title. For Dusan Vlahovic, the paper reports new contacts and a supposed €6 million per season offer. A decision is imminent. Rumours link him notably to FC Barcelona. The paper also notes the return to training of Kevin De Bruyne after 4 months out. He aims to be available against Torino. Good news for Napoli, currently 3rd in Serie A and fighting for Champions League qualification places. Anguissa is also expected to resume training on Friday. The paper also covers the Coppa Italia semi-finals, with the first leg seeing Como face Inter. Fabregas thus has the chance to deny Inter a domestic double this season. The other semi-final will pit Lazio against Atalanta. Lazio, under Maurizio Sarri, are struggling right now. In their last 4 outings, they have 2 defeats and 2 draws and find themselves adrift in the race for Europe, 13 points off 6th place. Il Laziale calls for respect and a collective reaction ahead of the semi-final, while pointing to Atalanta as the clear favourite. Tuttosport stresses Juventus's dilemma. Lacking a true centre-forward, the club is negotiating with Vlahovic while also keeping other summer options on the table, Randal Kolo-Muani on loan at Tottenham and Federico Gatti, who returned to the spotlight after coming on at the 88th minute against Roma and scoring the equaliser. Focus again on Inter, who dream of signing Goretzka this summer. The player will soon be a free agent, and his name is also circulating in Arsenal rumours. Finally, the paper mentions Taremi, an emblematic player for Iran's national team who has expressed his wish to return to Iran to fight for his homeland. The paper underlines that the conflict in Iran is increasingly paralyzing sport in the Middle East, with competitions in Qatar halted and concerns growing around stars like Messi and Ronaldo.
Still on the subject of the conflict, the Finalissima, Spain featuring Lamine Yamal versus Argentina featuring Lionel Messi, was suspended yesterday due to the geopolitical situation in the Middle East. Qatar announced the suspension of all football competitions and matches until further notice. The fixture could be relocated to Paris, London, Rome, or Miami. In England, at Anfield, Liverpool have officially intensified their search for a successor to Mohamed Salah, who will turn 34 this year. Preparing for the post-Salah era, the Reds are tracking two Bundesliga options, Michael Olise of Bayern and Jan Diamonde of RB Leipzig, according to Sky Sport Germany. The more likely route appears to be the second, as it seems very unlikely that Vincent Kompany would be willing to let his French prodigy go. Other key items. Arsene Wenger gets his way. His proposed new offside rule has been given the green light for testing. The historic trial will start next April in the Canadian Premier League. In principle, an attacker would be offside only if there is free space, a daylight, between him and the last defender, a tweak intended to favour attacking play and reduce marginal VAR decisions. That's all for the Roundup today. See you soon on 12th League Daily.